The 11th Legion, known as the Mountain Giants, were a first founding legion created in the image of their primarch Medard. Medard was found on the homeworld of Moraum and raised by a tribe of warriors. The Mountain Giants were one of the 10 legions who would turn traitor and pledge service to the Dark Forces of Chaos during the Horus Heresy. Before the Horus Heresy, during the Great Crusade, the Mountain Giants were known mostly for the fact that they were a good head taller than other Space Marines, and for their almost stone-like skin, as well as the fact they favoured blunt weapons, such as those that were most common upon their mountainous homeworld. Moraum would later be renamed Dorum after the Imperium performed exterminatus upon the planet, as with all the traitor homeworlds. The Mountain Giants' mutations also included a greatly increased chance of death for aspirants, meaning compared to other Marines, the Giants recruited extremely slow. This made them possibly the smallest of all the legions. They often held a rivalry with both the Wolves of Fenris as well as the warriors of the Warhounds to prove who were the better warriors, and when on the field with the Warhounds, the enemies would mostly end up having the same texture as chunky salsa from the fact that the Giants and the Hounds would attempt to outdo each other in their brutal displays of violence. One notable example of this was the Purge on Meltia II, in which the planetary government refused to surrender to the Imperium and outright killed the diplomat. The Imperium answered by deploying the Warhounds and the Mountain Giants. This slaughter would be later erased from Imperial records as it was so brutal. Upon the beginning of the heresy, only few Giants would not side with Horus. No one ever heard from them, as Medard would quickly take them out of the picture. Despite the Legion's bloody tendencies, the Legion did not fall to Khorne, while some indeed did, including the Primarch himself. A few members would fall to the various other gods, but the majority of the Legion would simply be an undivided force. During the heresy, they would move out as a force that brought many an Imperial system under the War Master's rule. They were not present at the Siege of Terra, as they were focused doing other tasks. Unfortunately, this meant that they did not know that Horus had been defeated when a full force of Ultramarines and Imperial fists came barreling down upon them while they were unprepared. Only 100 of the Mountain Giants managed to flee into the Eye of Terror, alongside their Primarch, who at this point was little more than a bundle of rage that could crush mountains if he could. During the next 10 millennia, the Giants were mostly shattered from being a unified warband to going off and serving other warbands as they would so wish. By the 37th millennia, only 7 Mountain Giants remain, not counting their Primarch, who managed to ascend to demonhood through unknown means at the current time. One of the most important Mountain Giants who is one of the 7 still alive is the one known as Gerald Kalash, who is called the Talon of Khorne for his service to the Blood God and his favour for lightning talons over the blunted weapons of his brethren. A Chaos Marine who has served more Chaos Lords than he cares to count, from Khornate to Undivided, he cares little for who he works for as long as they bring a good fight and a chance to hunt down worthy foes, as, unlike other Khornates, he is not consumed by an endless rage, but is more representative of the honour in battle aspect of the Blood God. During the 39th millennium, Gerald Kalash would ascend to demonhood, after which he would weave a bloody campaign over Imperial space before retreating to the planet that was once the Legion's homeworld, where he now resides, as the Khornate cult dedicated to him, known as the Cult of the Bloody Talon, tried to seek out worthy fights to summon him to bring him back into a state so he can carry out another great campaign upon the Imperium. With the rise of Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade, the 6 remaining Mountain Giants had gone to seek out this Demon Prince, as well as his cult, to convince him to join this crusade as to fight the greatest of the Imperium's heroes.